Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm pretty pumped because I'm going to be testing out the new foundation from Smashbox. This is the Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 25. But I have not tried this yet. Pretty excited to test it out. I've heard some great things about it. It's supposed to prime, perfect, and protect and hydrate. So it does everything all in one. Healthy glow, dewy finish, which for me, I'm a little bit combination. If you don't know me, I have combination T-zone. So we're going to test it out, see how long it wears on a combination skin. It's supposed to give you no creasing, caking, or settling, which is great. And then the SPF 25 for sun protection, which is amazing. I love when my foundation does include an SPF. For the summertime, that's usually not enough. But right now in the wintertime, it's probably okay. I'm not leaving my house anyways. Where am I going? It has 81% skin-caring ingredients such as rose extract, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, which is really great for calming irritation and redness, goji berries, gold peptides to moisturize and condition to perfect the skin. So that's another great thing. Oh, also sweat and humidity resistant, so this should be pretty good for the summertime. And again, it won't crease or cake or settle into fine lines. So it says shake well, use fingers to blend into skin by tapping. What I'm going to do, this was actually sent to me in a box, but I'm not going to apply primer. I'm not going to, because this is supposed to do everything all in one, and I want to see how it works by itself without the primer underneath. Also a vegan and cruelty-free formula. So I actually really like the packaging. It's very, very sleek, very thin. I picked up the shade light medium. Also like how they list the expiry date in big bold letters, June 2023. I hate when they put some little code up in here and you don't know how to read it. So I do like how they list that so you know when your SPF or your moisturizer has expired. They also give you 40 ml, which I think is great because most foundations, they only give you about 30 ml. So giving you a little bit extra, even though it looks pretty slim, giving you a little bit more. Again, I picked up the shade light medium. I just kind of guessed. I didn't really know. This has more of a golden kind of yellow undertone. I'm thinking it could be too yellow for me, but I'll make it work for the video purpose. But I think it's very forgiving when you rub it in, and I do have a tan right now. It's kind of covered by the turtleneck, but I'm going to try it out. So what I'm going to do on this side of my face, I've applied everything, all my moisturizer, did the eye makeup, did the eyebrows, but I'm just going to apply a little tiny amount on this side over here. And what I'm going to do is, it says use your fingers, so I'm going to. So I'm just going to start by working the product in with my fingers. So I would say the light medium is definitely 100% very golden, very yellow undertoned. But I have a lot of redness in my skin at this time of year, so it does kind of help neutralize everything for me. And I'll just blend it down my neck, and my turtleneck will cover it anyways, and I'll just look this color. Do I like applying foundation with my fingers? Not really. I do it sometimes on the weekend if I'm in a rush, to go, maybe just like going grocery shopping. I might just take a little bit of foundation on my finger or rub it into my face, call it a day. But ideally, this is not usually how I apply a foundation. Skin definitely looks very skin-like still. You could see like around my cheek area, a little bit of the redness is showing through. You can still see the freckling, so I'll put a tiny bit more. I would say it's giving me like a light medium coverage. Not light, I would say definitely medium coverage. Don't forget to get back in that ear, you know? There's nothing worse than seeing somebody's ear and it's a completely different color. I think because I'm oily, I'm gonna obviously set my foundation, but I think if you're very dry, you're gonna like the look of this. Also feels very hydrating. It does have, not sticky, but it is a bit tacky. Like I just tried out the L'Oreal, the True Match one. That one gives you a very luminous finish, but it doesn't feel like anything's on your skin. This one kind of does feel right now like I do have some sort of like tinted moisturizer on my skin a bit. So because I like using a sponge, I'm going to test it out on the other side of my face just to see. Some foundations like this though don't work very well with a sponge, so we'll just test it out. I could also use a brush if I wanted to. I just find too using a sponge, it just for me blends in just so much faster and seamlessly. The good news is it blends in very nicely using a sponge, so you could do anything probably. Even a brush I'm sure would work nicely. I don't bring the foundation up underneath my eye. I rely on the concealer for that. So here's my skin up close and personal. You can still see my skin definitely looks like skin. It's very, very dewy, very hydrated looking. And it doesn't look cakey, which is great. It's not settling into my laugh line over here. I do have like a more prominent laugh line, so far so good with that. Some foundations you use right away just settle, they suck into the crease. So this is looking pretty good. I do find the color a bit too yellow for me. I would pick something else if I could repick, but it looks pretty good. I have, like over here, you can see there's a little bit of a red spot. Light to medium coverage, I would say for sure, because it doesn't fully cover any problems. So I'm just going to put on some concealer. I'm going to use today the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless Concealer. This is in the shade Light Neutral. I'm just going to add a little bit up here as well just to even out my whole face because we have very tan and then now white underneath the eye, so let's just even everything out. When I look at my skin up close, I'm noticing that my skin definitely looks very hydrated. It definitely looks like skin. It's not settling into my fine lines, which is great, and my pores do not look pronounced, which is good. So it almost has like a filling method to fill in the little areas all around my nose. So I am liking that. It's looking very natural. So now I'm just going to set my under eye with some Laura Mercier translucent powder. So we're going to go in with a little bit of that. So again, if you're dry, you probably are not going to want to set your face like this. But for me, I get oily and I do this with anything I wear. So if I did not set my face, the foundation would be off my face probably by 2 o'clock just because of my phone sitting on my face. It just lifts. I'm very oily. So just setting my face like I normally would. I'm going to go in with the Dermablend powder, translucent. So I'm not altering the color of the foundation. And I'm just going to set that all over my face in a very light layer just so there's no tackiness. When I add the concealer to my face, I actually like the color of the foundation. It gives me a slight bit of a tan, but it's not too yellow anymore, I find. My face looks very smooth. I like the way my face looks right now. I'm just going to bring some dimension back to my face using the Smashbox. This is their contour palette. I actually really love this. I was obsessed with this for the longest time. This shade is really good for setting your under eye with as well. So I'm going to mix in 2 of the shades here. One's more cool tone, the other one's a little bit more warm. So I'm going to mix it with their angled blush brush here. I love this one for contouring. I'm just going to add some depth back to the face because it's looking pretty flat.
Memories fade away, wither out, but I can't ignore the ache. Lying deep underground, you must have lost your way. Look around, look around.
Okay, for my highlight today, I'm going to add some of this Pixi Delicate Dew. So I'm going to go in with both sides. One's a little bit more pink, one's a little bit more golden. And then for my blush, I'm going to add a little bit of this Clarins number 2. It's called Cheeky Pink. So I'm going to go very lightly in with that just to give my cheeks a little bit of a color. And then for my eyeshadow today, I actually used this Smashbox Trio. It's called Holy Crop. So I used that. I'm just going to finish up underneath my eyes.
All we can do now is pray. Make it count.
I'm going to add a little bit of this Annabelle liner. It's in the shade Saffron Metal to my waterline. It has like a really nice kind of gold, slight gold color to it, which is really great. It kind of makes the eyes pop a bit. And then just adding my Annabelle Skinny Mascara just to the lower lashes. And then for my lip, I'm going to go in with this guy right here. This is the Maybelline SuperStay Matte Ink in the shade 335 Hustler. We're going to go in with this today. I think it will look nice. Has like a little bit of a same vibe as my eyeshadow kind of vibe. Alright, so the time right now is 11:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to go about my day. I will come back in and do some check-ins and let you know how the face is holding up. But so far so good. I'm actually really liking this. But yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so first check-in. The time is 4:01 p.m. So here we have no touch-up at all. This is my face and this is what we're working with here. I'm going to say I'm actually very impressed. I just recently reviewed the L'Oreal True Match on my channel. And I did find at this point of the day my nose was quite oily. I find with this foundation my nose is getting oily, but it's not as oily, and the good thing is too, the product is not lifting. So with the L'Oreal one that I actually tried, I start to have a lot of lifting coming around here, which I'm sure might happen towards the end of the day, but at this point it's looking pretty good. So the only part that's starting to look oily, I would say definitely my nose, as you can see. The forehead is having a slight bit of oil, just a slight, and the chin is looking pretty good. Not too bad. But the rest of my face is looking very, very nice. I do have this little bit of a dry patch right here underneath my eye, I think because I used a little bit of retinol the other day. But overall, I'm thinking so far so good with this foundation. I'm just going to keep on wearing it throughout the day, and I'm going to let you know. I'll probably do one more check-in maybe towards around 8 o'clock, another 4 hours from now, just to give you my final thoughts and opinions. Okay, so the foundation, as you can see, it definitely is a little bit oily and lifted a tiny bit on my nose, and then the forehead is getting a bit oily, but the rest of the face is just looking really good. So just taking a blotting paper. This is Anna Sui blotting paper. Just going to take off some of the oil. Throughout the day, on a normal day, I would powder with powder throughout the day just to kind of contain any oil, but I just wanted to see how the foundation wore. Done a pretty good job actually keeping intact. The only area it's kind of lifted from was here, but my nose was watering and I kind of took my finger and rubbed it. And then even around the sides, it's kind of lifting a tiny bit, but just a little bit, like not too bad. Okay, so overall, I definitely think this is worth your money. With a lot of tinted moisturizers, they don't last throughout the day with me. Even if I set them like I set this one just lasted the whole entire day. It made my skin look really flawless, and even though it was a lighter coverage, like a light to medium coverage, it still gave me enough coverage, and my skin just looks like skin. Feels really nice on the skin as well. I don't know, I just really like this. I think usually with a tinted moisturizer, I don't get a long wear out of it, and that's why I kind of stray away from it unless it's a day where I'm absolutely doing nothing and I want to just kind of even my complexion out quickly. I will grab one, but I would actually wear this as my everyday foundation. I think it's great. I also really like the fact that it has SPF 25. That's amazing. Also like how it has niacinamide, which is great for soothing and calming the skin. Love how it has the hyaluronic acid, and also like how it includes peptides. It's just packed with really great ingredients. So yes, 100% I would definitely recommend this tinted moisturizer. I have oily skin, especially in my T-zone, and it lasted pretty well throughout the day. And I think if you have dry skin as well, you're really going to enjoy this. So that's going to be my review. I really hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel to new videos, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.